welcome back everybody to Church Insider, and this is overview 23. Crazy that we're that far along, and this is going to be part 1. We're going to have a part 1, part 2, because we have a lot to cover. There's a lot of recent news, so yeah, let's get right into it. In this video specifically, we're going to cover one thing, and that is going to be Chase's trial, as we can call it, or we also can call it the Alpha Files trial, like the 5th one. I don't know, we've had a lot of Alpha Files trials. So another one. And so yeah, we're going to cover that. Also, this was the first trial that was ever recorded. It was actually recorded with 3 different cameras, so we have lots of views for you guys. And we will be posting that at the end of this video. So when I stop talking, you will then see video footage. Also, if I'm talking about a specific thing, you will see it pop up on your screen. So you can see it while I'm talking about it, so you can see what I'm talking about. So just so you know. So anyway, let's head to what actually happened. So a while ago, we had an idea that Chase was going to try and look at or look into the Alpha Files, and there's multiple reasons for that suspicion. 1, he's a very curious person, and 2, most importantly, is that he just started Chase Inc. and his YouTube career, and he wants the juicy inside information. And what would be juicier than looking in the Alpha Files and bringing out some secrets? So, you know, we were going to try to bust him. So we set up a trap, and I'm just going to briefly talk about that because it's not that important. We set up a trap. We put the Alpha Files on the floor, and we wanted to see if he would pick them up. I knew exactly where they were. And they did move, but he denies it, and we don't know. There's a chance he could have just, like, slid it or kicked it on the ground or something. We don't know, so that wasn't a good test. Anyway, what happened was probably about a week later, the Alpha Files are in my desk, and they're in a drawer, and they're in the back of the drawer. Yes. And so Chase was in my room by himself, and, of course, first of all, why would he be in my room by himself? Seems a little fishy right off the bat.
So yeah, he was in the room by himself. I walked in, and I saw him hiding, but I pretended I didn't see him hiding because I wanted to see if I could get him, see if he was doing it. So I went downstairs, and I came back up. It looked like he had his hand out. And maybe he was coming back over, and I think he was coming back in to hide again because the door was open. So I don't know if that's what he's doing.
So Britton didn't see anything really, but we have evidence for it, and we'll play some of the clips from the trial that are important. Basically what happened was the Alpha Files were moved, and from the front, or from the back of the drawer that I have to more of the front, and how could they move without somebody moving them? And so Chase denied ever touching the Alpha Files, okay? And we go through the trial, and he ends up lying in court, committing perjury, and we will definitely show that at the end of this. That'll be the first thing you see, is him committing perjury, because it's good, and it ends up racking up even more, because obviously that's illegal. And then after that, the end of the trial comes. And as Israel, who was our judge for the trial, is about to give the sentence, he is about to say, I can tell, that he is not guilty for reading the Alpha Files because there's not enough evidence. And of course I agree with that statement. He was guilty of perjury. And then I interrupted him. Sorry, Judge. But it ended up working out. I interrupted him, and I said, basically, I knew it would come down to this because there's not really enough evidence to say that he actually read it, but we don't have a perfectly good law system at this point. And so we have to go by the U.S. law for most things. And it is illegal in the United States to touch a highly classified document. And of course, that tipped the scales. there was enough evidence to determine that he touched it. There was a lot of different things in the trial that confirmed that he touched it, even though he denied it. And so he ended up being found guilty.
Yeah, because when he was in the thing, he said he was like, I don't know how to read that. And, like, it was in front of a book, so he would had to touch it to make
Yeah, he would have to move the alpha files, and I'll play that clip as well because that's a crucial part of the trial. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I want to leave time at the end so you guys can watch some of the live clips from the trial. It's pretty fun. So yeah, and stay tuned for Overview 23 Part 2. That's going to be completely different, not related to the trial, but some huge news in two different fronts. One spontaneous, two Gold Wars. So make sure to watch that one because it's going to be very, very interesting. And a lot of breaking news there. So, and thank you for watching. The first videotaped trial that we've ever had. And it will be me versus Chase. I will be suing Chase. And we're just going to wait for 2 more people to come down and then we will get started. Our judge today is Israel, because our vice president and myself, the president, are both involved in the trial. This trial will be concerning the alpha files, which we do have here. And we'll give these to you, Judge. Don't open them. And let's begin. What side are you? Did you at any point touch the alpha files?
No, but I did look at them.
Okay.
Not the inside, though.
So, when I came into the room, I said, where are the alpha files? And you knew exactly where they were. Now, they were in my desk in a certain compartment, but yet somehow you knew exactly where they were. How did you know that?
Wait, whoa, at the beginning, when he walked in there, he pulled out the bin and it's like, you want to steal the alpha files?
Did you say that?
Yes.
We're heating up.
And
Okay.
Brandon's like, he's like, yes, and he's like, no.
Okay.
Look at them.
So, you didn't that time because Brenton was there. You might have suspected that, Brenton was going to bust you, but instead I'm going to bust you. So, the alpha files, I have them in a particular spot in that drawer. I have multiple things lined up in the drawer. I have my binder, another folder, and the alpha files. Now, you must have carelessly not paid attention to the location because when I came back and looked in the drawer, the alpha files were not in the same spot
Wait,
they
Kaden.
were before.
But, Kaden, where were they? Like, what?
Brent,
were
why
they?
are you talking? I don't really get that. You're not even in the witness.
Question.
but-
Yes.
How could he have stepped on them if they were in a drawer? That doesn't make
They
any
weren't
sense.
at that point. They
Yeah,
were in the
that
trash.
was a different.
That, we're not going to focus on that because we can't really get anywhere from that. He could have possibly stepped on them. We don't know. This is the second time it was in a drawer, and they were moved. Chase, you can step out of the witness stand and explain yourself.
So, really, one,
So, the question I'm asking is how did the alpha files move?
oh, yes.
Yes, there we go.
Maybe,
Maybe, okay.
when was the last time before you saw the alpha files? Before
That earlier that day.
earlier
You can put me in the witness stand. I like that.
But yeah.
Okay,
Do you have
so
any suspicion?
do you have any idea how they could have moved? Wait, first, actually, let me recline that question.
Do you have any suspicions of who else
Yes.
might have touched them for any reason?
Well, it's between Liza and Britton and Brady.
That's why they don't even know where the alpha files are.
Yeah, I didn't even know where it was. And
Brady, there's no way.
yeah,
Okay.
he literally just
So
like,
you said something to me that really sparked my interest. And you didn't mention it today, so I'm just going to see if I can put this back in your memory. You said you were opening the drawer and going to look at how to spell alpha.
Yeah. How you just asked Kaden? The code. How it was like sort of.
So I agree, it is a little bit cryptic. But my favorite part that I absolutely love, did you read it? You read it, right?
Yes, I read it. Then I shut
Okay.
the door.
So, this is actually impossible to do without touching the alpha files. You see, the alpha files are placed in the back of my cabinet. Like I was saying before, we have a binder and a folder in front of them, covering up alpha. So my question to you is, how did you read Alpha if simply all you did was open the drawer?
I did not.
You just said you did. Are you committing perjury? Because that's illegal.
This is gonna be a tough argument for
okay.
Zach from.
You
Can
wanna-
you rebut
you
that
wanna-
in any way?
You want to put me in the witness stand?
Can you rebut that?
So
in any
you
way?
said you read it, right? You did say that.
Or try.
You tried to read it.
I
And
could not.
you couldn't. Why couldn't you? Because it was cryptic?
Well, how did you not know that? I knew it.
Because it was cryptic. Is
I
that
know.
why you
I
read
knew
it?
it said alpha,
Yes.
but I could not read it because all the stuff was in front of
Ah, now the story changes.
Oh.
I rest my case.
I never said I actually read it.
Yes, you did.
I said
Yes, you did.
like 3 times.
We actually have it on 3 different cameras if you'd like to go back and recall it. Would you like to do that?
Okay, so you can.
Okay, we'll do that right now.
Oh, this way!
Instant replay, folks. But my favorite part that I absolutely love. Did you read it? You read it, right?
Yes, I read it, then I shut
Okay.
the door.
You read it, right?
Yes, I read it, then I shut
Okay.
the door. True that.
Well,
I'll ask
just-
you after the
done.
trial.
Okay.
What?
Chase, go ahead. What do you got to say?
I don't have anything to say.
You have nothing to say?
It's real.
What?
Oh.
Closing statement?
Okay, so you got to hammer home a closing statement then.
Hey, is what?
A closing statement. Right now, it's not looking too good for you. So
No, I'm
no
not,
closing
like,
statement.
done.
Oh, well, then say something. And he didn't do it. Liza doesn't even know where it is. Avery didn't do it. Avery
wasn't there.
You weren't there. You weren't there. You weren't there. You weren't there. And you weren't there either.
Declan. Well, let's have a closing statement.
Okay,
I did not do it.
that's your closing statement?
Yeah,
Closing
pretty
statement.
much.
Oh, that's not right.
I'm even home.
I'm going to end with my closing statement. Okay, sit down, Chase. I'm going to end with my closing statement.
Oh. Yeah.
So I'm going to act like the jury.
Get out of the jury.
Okay.
I'm the jury.
As you guys can clearly tell, Chase is the one who picked up and read the other files. It's clear. There is no other person that could have possibly done it. And somehow the other files got from one place to another, leading to Chase. Now, that seems a little bit far-fetched, but
to be shown?
Chase's story actually changed throughout the trial. He committed perjury and lied in court. That is illegal. And we have it on camera. If you would like to look at it again,
No, I'm
we
not
can.
looking at
He didn't
So, why would somebody lie in court? To cover
because they
something up.
didn't do it.
Yep.
Then why would you
You
lie?
wouldn't lie then. You would just straight up tell the truth. So,
But you wouldn't believe me.
so you had to lie.
Lies to make sure that he would believe you?
That just that? That doesn't
You
make any
made
sense.
Exactly. He just said what?
Anyway, I think it's a pretty open and shut case.
Obvious
Yep.
that I didn't
Yeah.
do
Would
it.
you be able to
I
show me
can-
how-
Chase
Yes.
is guilty
I'm not
Right over here.
I'm
of
innocent.
perjury,
Yep.
Of perjury? What
But-
do you mean?
but he.
I don't.
I don't see. I see the connection of how he moved it, but I don't see any conclusive.
And I thought
proof.
you would say that.
I don't see any conclusive proof that he read the out
Exactly
files.
what I was thinking. And this is where I did my research. You know, I said I did my research. In the United States of America, it is illegal to touch a top secret document.
Oh.
To touch it, not read it. I mean, obviously read it as well, but to touch the document is illegal. Therefore, I rest my case. Now,
But this
it's
is not the
as-
United States of America.
What do you mean?
We are in New York. Is that not the United States?
Yeesh,
I will
nobody
decide.
gets me
Okay,
this
You
time.
can decide.
Give me
we can talk about it.
All right.
Fine, 15,000.
I'm saying. I think 15, 20,000.
I'm thinking 20 because he originally was going to get a settlement of 15. Instead, he wasted my time in court.
Right.
And so I think it should be a little bit
And he
more.
committed perjury on top of that, so maybe 25.